Common, a critically acclaimed rapper, actor, and activist, has earned a reputation not just for his talents, but also for his complex romantic history. Widely known as one of the entertainment industry's most infamous bachelors, Common has been romantically linked to a long list of successful, influential women, yet has repeatedly struggled to maintain long-term relationships. His dating life reads like a who's who of powerful Black women in entertainment, sports, and politics, but the consistent theme across his relationships is a cycle of passion, admiration, and ultimately, emotional detachment. Despite his deep respect and affection for these women, Common often appears to lose interest or withdraw when the connection begins to require more permanence and commitment. What lies beneath this pattern is a deeper question about his ability, or willingness, to settle down and cultivate a lasting relationship. Common's journey through love began in the late 1990s with fellow rapper Kim Jones, with whom he shares a daughter born in 1997. Though their relationship was largely kept out of the spotlight, their breakup was not without challenges, particularly in terms of co-parenting. Not long after, he began dating the enigmatic and talented neo-soul artist Erykah Badu. Their relationship extended beyond the personal into the professional, with several musical collaborations. Common has often spoken of Badu as his first real heartbreak. He revealed that she ended the relationship abruptly while he was on tour, telling him that she was no longer interested and had begun developing feelings for someone else. For Common, the breakup was devastating, and Badu remained a pivotal figure in his romantic history. Her influence lingered long after their separation, both emotionally and artistically. Next came his private but meaningful relationship with actress Taraji P. Henson. Unlike some of his more public romances, Common and Taraji kept their love largely under wraps. Taraji later described it as her last significant long-term relationship. Their breakup, like many of his others, was quiet and devoid of public drama. Yet, it reportedly affected not just the couple, but also those close to them. Taraji shared that her son was especially saddened by the split. From 2007 to 2010, Common dated tennis icon Serena Williams. The relationship remained low-key, but years later, Common would reflect on it as one of the defining partnerships in his adult life. He admitted he could have seen himself marrying any of the women he had dated, including Serena and Badu, but for reasons even he couldn't quite articulate at the time, none of those relationships lasted. In 2017, Common entered into a relationship with political analyst Angela Rye, a powerful and outspoken figure. Their relationship was publicly acknowledged, and they even briefly rekindled it in 2019 after an initial split. However, once again, fundamental differences surfaced. Angela wanted children and a family, a vision Common did not share at the time. Their parting was amicable, but underscored a recurring theme in Common's life, an inner resistance to long-term domesticity, even when paired with a woman who seemingly met all of his emotional and intellectual standards. Perhaps the most public and emotionally resonant of Common's relationships was with comedian and actress Tiffany Haddish. The two met while working on the film The Kitchen in 2019, and their friendship gradually developed into something deeper. By 2020, after matching on Bumble, they made their relationship official. Tiffany spoke glowingly of their time together, calling it the best relationship she had ever experienced. She described feeling confident, secure, and genuinely cared for. Common, too, seemed to cherish their bond, referring to her as a queen and praising her intelligence, humor, and beauty. Their relationship appeared mature, balanced, and grounded in mutual respect. However, things began to unravel in late 2021. After Tiffany shared a playful engagement fantasy on a podcast, dreaming of an apartment building over a traditional ring, the relationship ended just 2 months later. The official explanation cited their busy careers and conflicting schedules as the reason. But in a 2023 interview with The Washington Post, Tiffany clarified that the breakup wasn't as mutual as it was made to seem. According to her, Common told her the relationship had run its course, leaving her feeling blindsided. She accepted it with a sharp wit, saying, "Okay, like you're going to be a 50-year-old single man." Tiffany likened the abrupt ending to a childhood playdate where your playmate disappears mid-game without a word, an emotional comparison that reflected how deeply she had invested in their relationship. Not long after his breakup with Tiffany, Common's name began to circulate alongside another major star, Jennifer Hudson. Their connection started in 2022 when they co-starred in the action thriller Breathe, where they played a married couple. Initially, both downplayed the rumors. Jennifer laughed off the speculation, saying people were creating their own stories and attributed their public outings to needing meals between shoots. But as time went on, their bond became harder to deny. A heartfelt birthday tribute from Jennifer on Instagram, where she called Common one of the brightest lights and a legend, only intensified public curiosity. Despite her vague language, the message carried a personal tone that hinted at more than friendship. Finally, in January 2024, Common confirmed their relationship during an appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show. He showered Jennifer with praise, calling her one of the most beautiful, intelligent, humble, and talented people he had ever met. For fans familiar with Common's romantic past, this declaration felt different, more intentional, more grounded. On Today with Hoda and Jenna, he even hinted at the possibility of marriage, stating that he now saw himself as someone capable of settling down. This sentiment marked a notable shift in his usual narrative. He reflected on his personal growth, stating that the work he had done on himself had opened his heart to the idea of lasting love and marriage. In a later interview on The Breakfast Club, he went even further, candidly saying that if he were to marry anyone, it would be Jennifer Hudson. This revelation sent waves across social media, with fans pointing out that Common had never spoken so directly about marrying any of his past partners. Even Tiffany Haddish responded with a gracious message of support, saying she genuinely hoped Common and Jennifer would get married. During the same interview, Common offered a deeper look into his romantic psyche, admitting that he's more of a love addict than a sex addict. He explained that he often becomes enamored with the thrill of new romance, the excitement, the passion, the novelty, only to retreat when the relationship begins to demand long-term commitment and emotional endurance. He acknowledged this pattern and expressed hope that he had grown past it. Still, the question remains, has Common truly changed, or is this another chapter in his long-standing pattern? Can he overcome his love of pursuit and learn to sustain love through the quieter, more demanding phases of a relationship? Or will Jennifer Hudson become another name on the long list of exceptional women who temporarily held a place in his heart? As fans continue to root for him and Jennifer, only time will tell whether Common is finally ready to move from bachelorhood to something deeper, lasting, and truly transformative.